Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget, you can shop online at trainworld.com for all your model train needs. Now, without further ado, enjoy today's video.
Alrighty, Happy New Year, Thomas fans, and welcome to our first Thomas Tuesday live stream for 2025. We are back at it yet again. Ken Jr. from Train World, he's the man behind it all. Thank you so much, Ken, and how are you doing this evening?
You're lying already for the new year. Christian's the man behind it all. That's it. Very good.
You know, one of my New Year's resolutions, Ken, is to become as cool as you. All right.
No. Thank you very much for having me on tonight, Christian. Always a pleasure, and excited for Thomas and the new year. Lots of excitement around Thomas, and last year was such a stellar year for Thomas and friends, and just everything. And the Bachmann product during Christmas, we'll talk about. It came in and it went out quicker than it came out. It was like unbelievable. So if you didn't have your pre-order in, you know, a lot of people had to wait a little longer. So that's why pre-ordering is important. But looking forward for tonight's episode. We have two special guests. So thanks for having me on tonight, Christian.
Absolutely. And those are the ever so famous Sidekickjason and EnterprisingEngine93. Jason and Matt Mashad, how are you guys doing this evening?
Doing great.
Doing great as well. Really excited to be here. This is awesome. It seems like there's always something exciting on one of these shows. Absolutely.
And you guys were just recently at the store back in the fall and visited Ken in person. Even gave me a phone call while I was over in grad school in Indiana. So that was really awesome. And it's well overdue that we have such key people from the fandom on this Thomas Tuesday. So thank you so much for giving us such a strong start to 2025.
Yeah, and it truly was amazing that they stopped by, they said hello, and the two they're great, good-hearted people, and you could tell you know by the character of them just coming in the store, and they were really excited to be there, and it was a pleasure to have them. So it made my day, them showing up and excited about seeing the store and talking about the fandom and Thomas the Tank. It was exciting, and it was so excited we had to call Christian and just FaceTime him and show him what he was missing out. But it was really nice to have them both at the store. It was a great day indeed.
Awesome. It was a pleasure to be there. You guys were so kind in hosting us, and I mean, we got so many materials and things in the tour of the whole place. It was an incredible experience. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Pleasure's all mine.
Absolutely.
We'll be back for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
And the man of the hour, the guy who's got all the reveals up his sleeve, and tonight is no exception. Doug Blaine from Bachmann Trains. How are you?
Great. Thank you, Christian. I'm just going to echo, always great to be with you, and Happy New Year to everyone. And I look forward to seeing what Jason and Matt have to share as well. And thanks to Train World for hosting. And I'm looking forward to the show just as much as everyone else.
Fantastic. So before we go on to all these exciting endeavors that we have planned for this evening, I just wanted to begin appropriately. As we all know in the fandom, we recently lost someone extremely crucial to all of us, the creator of the Thomas the Tank Engine television series, Brett Allcroft. So I just wanted to begin appropriately and ask that you all join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Yeah, she obviously, as we all know, was the creator of the Thomas Tank Engine television series. We all would not be here today if it weren't for her. Matt and Jason would have never even met each other, right? Even because it was probably through Thomas that they got to know each other. And Ken, I wouldn't be here doing these streams if it weren't for her. I mean, she really was the one who inspired me to continue on just with the artistry and craftsmanship of the TV show, especially when they used those live action models. And then to have Bachmann produce models that look just like the ones from the show in HO scale, just really, really a wonderful way to capture what we remember from the show, but also to bring people into the hobby of model railroading, which, as we know, is something we want to continue for generations to come. So.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I was talking with our Matt stopped by the other day, and we were saying how like the pop culture, like different accounts on Twitter. It wasn't even just like Thomas people. It was like people all over the world, and all these like news media organizations were talking about it. So it's really just unbelievable how many people knew about Thomas and about Brit, and about the fandom, and it was just unbelievable to see all these different people, and it kind of just spread out, and everybody was talking about it and how sad it was, and it's truly a huge loss for the fandom. So. But I see like a lot of great pictures where she touched so many lives, and so that was pretty amazing. And I saw the at the premiere of recently last year, she was there.
An unlikely fandom.
Right. So that was really neat to see some of those pictures go out on the internet.
Absolutely. And all those in the chat. Sorry.
I just like to add, you're absolutely right. I mean, the fact that we are all here is due to Britt Allcroft, and I doubt that she would have envisioned what she created through her programming and her vision with the fandom, and that we all would be here. And the fact that we are here, I think, is just the greatest tribute to Britt and her work that we can possibly give her.
Absolutely. So this stream, without a doubt, is no exception in the artistry and craftsmanship and just how much inspiration has gotten we've had due to what Brett Allcroft has created for all of us. And Sidekickjason, EnterprisingEngine93, you two are two of the most famous people in the fandom who have inspired countless people and continued on that legacy. So I just want to pass it now to you guys and maybe begin by explaining how you guys first both got into the world of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, wow. Well, my grandmother got me a Brio train set very early on. I think I was 1 or 2 years old, or not even 1. And then one day, a learning curve wooden railway Thomas ventured onto those Brio train tracks, and the rest was history. I was getting the tapes, I was getting the toy trains. Everywhere I would go, a wooden railway train would come with me, and I'd be shaking the wheels and listening to it. And they were very tactile at first. That's what drew a toddler to them. But then you started listening to the stories and remembering all the characters. And then when you get older, you really start playing with them and remembering the stories you were coming up with. You would reenact the stories you saw. You would come up with your own original things. And even when I was 6 years old, I remembered looking outside at a slate deposit somewhere in town. And I'm like, oh, I want to take my Thomas trains and make a big quarry in that slate deposit. So that desire to have toy trains outside was very early, but I couldn't act upon it until I had more of the resources and know-how to do so. But right off the bat, I just love the world, the creativity, how it sort of beckoned young people to take their toys and reenact it in such a, just all across the board. It summoned people in the fandom to build their own models, to make their own music, to paint, to 3D design, to build. It's affected every artist in such a way where it's just inviting you to be creative. And I think from the very beginning, it was just wanting to take the toys and do something with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So my beginning with Thomas, I was about, I think, 2 years old or so. And my mom was watching our cousins and had brought me over to their house, and there was a VHS tape of Thomas that they put on, and it was the sing-along songs and stories. And I saw that for the first time, and from what my parents told me, like, I just fell in love with that thing. Like, I was like, again, we got to keep watching this. And the little cloud that would go over the words as the songs played, I literally would sit there in front of the TV and would just do my little hand across with the cloud, and I was just in love with the world. Like Matt said, like you know, it was just this place of excitement and fun, but also comfort, and kind of a, you know, it's a place you wanted to go and be a part of. And I think that's kind of what drew me in. What kept me kind of involved in Thomas, and why it got so near and dear to me as time went on. So about, I think, less than a year later, my mother actually passed away. And I think Thomas, in a way, was kind of a coping mechanism for me to deal with that loss, because it was kind of a world I could escape to, where, you know, things were there. There was safety there was peace, but also it was fun and exciting, and there were adventures going on. And so Thomas has always kind of been close to me because of that. And as I got older, like I think I kind of got in and out of Thomas throughout the years, but what eventually I got drawn back into it with the creative side of things, like Matt was kind of talking about. I saw some people on YouTube, and this is back probably in kind of the earlier days of YouTube, where there wasn't a lot online, but I saw some people, you know, taking the toys and making stories. And I always loved to create things and do stuff, but it was, you know, as a kid in like middle school, it's really hard to create other than just, you know, writing things out. And so for me, it was an awesome opportunity where I could actually make videos, make a whole production, and I didn't need to have a lot of resources. I didn't need to have money, and I didn't need to have a team of people helping it. And it allowed me to create something on my own that I could share with others. And while tying this brand and this series that was near and dear to me, and that's kind of just what got the ball rolling for me to start creating content on YouTube, and I've loved it ever since.
Fantastic. And Jason, when's season 3 coming out, man? I know a lot of people are anticipating your new episodes.
You want to dive into that already?
I'm just
to the chase.
On to the chase, yeah.
I mean, if you want me to dive into it, I can give the whole explanation of what's going on and where we're going with this.
We'll get into it. I was just
okay.
Just threw that in there for some fun. But wonderful. And I know you guys both have tons and tons of models to display. Matt, you're primarily involved with Wooden Railway, and Jason, you're primarily involved with the motorized, the Tomy plow rail stuff. And also, you guys collect Bachmann on the side in addition to those brands. So lots of custom models to showcase. Jason, you got a whole display set up behind you there too, which is awesome. So I guess we'll put the floor to you guys, and you guys can decide who wants to go first, and if you want to piggyback and forth. And we also have tons and tons of clips to share too by both Matt and Jason as the stream progresses. So,
well, Jason and I are both nostalgic gentlemen, and the toys that are on the shelves now for Thomas aren't quite the Thomas we remember and like the most. And Bachmann is one of the few producers that creates models and assets and buildings and additional things that we'd like to have in our sets and our videos and on our layouts. And a lot of the time I have to go to other fans in the fandom to help me customize and sort of make new things in Wooden Railway scale. So hopefully you can see everything okay. I'll probably grab a few things. But something that's really special is how talented the fandom is at creating. Unfortunately, I'm not the best custom maker. I'm not the best with a paintbrush, but the things that people can do in the fandom is unbelievable. This is a rendition of Bear made by Master of the Lemons, incredibly talented painter, designer, and artist. And the work he's done on this, it even has the little label at the bottom of the name. It's just so well done. So even though Wooden Railway isn't in the iteration that I like best or is nearly as out there anymore, the fandom kind of keeps it alive because they continue to improvise and make cool things out of it. And sometimes it's just small customizations of existing things. This Sir Handel was on the shelf in 2012, but then Thomas Wooden Railway Models added some back details for me. And the face is completely custom. It's a 3D design face by Rexecutions, printed by Thomas Tank Merch, and painted by Ryotron 12. So I need a lot of help, and you would not believe how some things pinball across the country to make that happen. One of the last things I'll share is a custom original character. This is Frederick, the tram engine from the Great Waterton Tramway. I made him up. He's not real. But the very talented Magic Railway Studios painted him from a Toby. He added some extra details to the roof of his bell and a little funnel and a little flame symbol on the side with a iron Burt face. So lots of different stuff. I'm not really a customizer. I prefer writing and filming and laying in the dirt. But I'm so grateful for all the talented people in the fandom that can paint, that can 3D design, and make all these great things happen. Because, you know, it's not learning curve anymore. Learning curve's not around. We got to improvise to make things happen.
Absolutely.
That's just an example of the creativity you're talking about. You're doing it. You're maybe relying on other sources to bring things together, but you are creating your own vision for what needs to happen for your interest in your railroad. I think it's fabulous.
We make a team together.
Very true.
Fantastic. And Jason, would you like to start showcasing some of your models?
Yeah, I don't have very many like engines or things, but I can kind of, well, should I give an update first on what's going on with season 3 and then kind of show what I have been working on for season 3 and how that's kind of all tying together?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So history on season 3, because I feel like that is going to be the never-ending joke with me that I never get that done. So I started work on season 3 probably almost 10 years ago. I was just starting college at the time and working for the Thomas Creator Collective with Matt. So when you talk about talented people in the fandom, the fact that we got to all come together and actually make content for the official channel was a really neat experience. So I wrote out a season 3. I was really excited about it. And in the summer of 2017, I was in the middle of doing business school, but I actually took that summer off. I literally just did Thomas full time, and I filmed like a madman, trying to get as many sets and things together. I also did a lot of remakes and stuff. So I was filming my season 3, but I was also doing remakes on the same sets I was using. So that way I could kind of have some content for my channel to help build it up, but also kind of keep things in the meantime. What ended up happening is I was not able to finish the full list of sets by the end of that summer. And so I was like, okay, well, I was limited, but I could do sections of the remakes. And so I uploaded those over the following like 5 years after that. Because I didn't have access to a film set like this for probably about 5 or 6 years from that point. I ended up graduating college. I ended up getting married and moving to a different state, take my first job out of school, buying a house. And it wasn't until I bought my own house that I was able to actually get all of this back up again. So it took many years to get to that point again, where I finally had a place where I could film. Now, what ended up happening since then is I was getting ready to resume filming, and I got looking at the stories and everything again, and I was like, these are good, but I'm not like in love with them. I'm not passionate about them. Like if I've made people wait this long. And obviously, with the time it would take to finish filming, editing, animating, everything, I was kind of like, I think I want to maybe do a reset on this. So that way season 3 is actually me putting my best foot forward at the present. And so with that, I had been looking at my content that I'd filmed from 2017, and I had all sorts of ideas on ways I wanted to improve my visual style and the content itself. And so I started setting that all into motion, because I was like, all right, if I'm going to clear house and do a fresh start, it opens up a lot of opportunities for me to do new things. So over the past 2, almost 3 years on social media, I haven't really posted a lot of updates on season 3 or kind of what's going on with it. I've been pretty quiet about it. And that was intentional, because I kind of want to keep a lot of the surprises from just so that way it was fun when season 3 is coming out. It's still going to be a ways before I can get there. There's still a lot more that has to be done with it. So we're not quite there yet. But what I have done in the meantime, if people are interested, I have set up a little Patreon where it's just a little $1 subscription, but I'm kind of giving a little behind the scenes access to the whole what I'm doing on the day-to-day that I kind of haven't shared. And I'll show some of these projects here, but there's a whole host of them there in that Patreon. That's going to be kind of my little way of sharing it as I move forward over the next year or so, getting everything made. So let me dive into some of the stuff that I've been working on to kind of show why it's taking a little bit. So I'll start off with this.
Oh my.
So this is Lower Tidmouth Station, and people who've watched my content before know that I've made custom buildings and things, for as kind of a central part of my content. But what's different about this, those buildings were made out of styrofoam. They're very basic, they did the job, but I decided a couple years ago, I was like, I want to make this fit the style, almost look like, what toys could have been produced that would have, that I would have used in my series. So I went through all of this is 3D designed and 3D printed. So it's the station. It's to scale accurate. It looks absolutely fantastic. This one's not weathered up, but they can easily be weathered and they look amazing. But yeah, so I've been working tirelessly on getting a whole library of assets together to film the new vision of season 3 that I have. So let me show a few of the other buildings as well.
It's so amazing because you're going one by one, recreating almost every asset from scratch, using the visuals of the show and what resources we have available to do it. Just hearing your process has been really intriguing.
Yeah, and Matt's been kind of my confidant in everything. So he's probably seen more of season 3 than I think anyone else, as I've bounced ideas off of him and been showing him like, hey, this is what I've done so far. What do you think of this new idea or this project? But yeah, so let me show you some of these. So here's the Hackenbeck Tunnel from season 1, the one that Thomas went through before he got stuck in the snow with Terrence. Has really nice brick detail. Even got the archway to match the same style. Really happy with this. Some of these have been easier to make than others, given that there's the reference photos that have been shared around the fandom from the TV series. Some of the assets, though, like this from season 1, they don't exist because they didn't take. Well, I think they did, but those reference photos are probably long lost. So I've had to get very creative and hone my skill on trying to accurately recreate those. Here's the Dryaw Station building, but it's in the color style for Ellsbridge Station. It's the little one up on the hill back behind the main station, in that paint scheme. So that's one thing that's been really fun is I design it one time and I can print it in all the different color variations to match, when they made multiple versions, but I can have multiple versions as opposed to keep painting the same item. Here's a retaining wall that's at Knapford. You can see the detail on that. I've made it so it stands up on its own and they're kind of modular. It's the same length as one of the track pieces, so that way I can line them up exactly. So yeah, really fun. Here's a coal hopper. I can pour stuff in and get it. I'm really happy with this one. This one turned out really nice.
Awesome.
But yeah, so there's just a couple of them. I've got more I can show, but we can kind of bounce back and forth on this. I don't want to take up all the time.
Awesome.
Okay.
Time well spent. I don't want to jump in on your presentation here, but I love the retaining wall with the extra foot added for stability and modularity, if you will. Just a great idea. You can just see your mind at work on how to make things work for filming and make things flexible. Awesome job. Those buildings look fantastic.
Yeah, they really do look high quality.
They look great with HO scale too. I've got my Bachmann Thomas and I put them with them. It's perfect.
Excellent.
It's great being Jason's confidant because he gives me things to beta test. So I have some of Jason's buildings as well. They're wonderful. You know, if I could order 10, I probably would. But it's been great because he'll design them. He'll print them out. And then sometimes it's not perfect. So he has to go back and make tiny adjustments. Some of the things you're looking at are things that had to be tested and tried and perfected multiple times. And then when they come out, it's amazing how much this looks just like the show and how this can elevate a set so well. And I'm really grateful that Jason has sent me bunkers and water towers and various shed fixtures. And it's just these little things that fans create that elevate everything that we do. And it all kind of blends and mixes together. Some of the shots in my series have assets and things from like 10 different people in one shot, where a different person made a truck, or someone's doing the music, or someone's helping me pull a string to puppeteer an engine. I love the blend of it and how so many of our creative works are this incredible collage of awesome people.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So, Doug, any news on future resin buildings?
No news. Sorry to say. Although these are inspiring examples, but no news.
We love the Signal Box and the Brendam Warehouse. We've gotten some great use out of that. And I believe you made Maithwaite as well, Bachmann did?
We did.
Yeah. Maithwaite was beautiful.
It's not in the line now, but yeah, that was a good project, and we were very pleased with the way that came out.
It's funny, Jason and I paid for half of a Maithwaite, and we mail it back and forth to each other. We have a communal Bachmann Maithwaite station.
Oh, that's great. Glad it's getting good use, if not a lot of miles.
It is for sure.
Well, Doug, I remember when I visited the warehouse back over the summer, you had a layout there. It was 2 stories, and you had 2 Maithwaites, and then you had another one in another location with a 3rd Maithwaite. There had to be at least 4 or 5 Maithwaites just displayed on random layouts throughout Bachmann Industries.
We were making good use of them.
Yeah.
Well, Doug, I can send you a station if you'd like to just kind of mix it up a little bit so you don't have to have so many Maithwaites.
We'll talk afterwards. How's that? Thank you, Jason.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, Matt, I saw on the table that you've got tons of other customs that were featured in your series. Would you like to maybe discuss your series a little bit or showcase the models first? By all means.
Yes. So I'll do my best, and I apologize in advance. I thought I'd be on my laptop. But we have a bunch of engines here, and just yell at me if you can't see very well. But the narrow gauge engines are absolute favorites of mine. So I brought them out. They have some customized painted faces and some added details. And of course, the Bachmann, Scarlowi, and Rheneas need to make an appearance as well. They are wonderful. And the Bachmann Terrence is a model that I use in my series as well. People might know me as the Proteus guy. I'm just putting that out there. You know, I'm a big Proteus fan. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, a mid-Sodor custom by Arthur the LMS engine and a face designed by NWR Chris. This is Stanley the mid-Sodor. engine. He's American and very cocky, and sort of makes a name for himself on the Mid-Sodor Railway. Let me see here. Another custom is taking a take and play model and putting it on wooden railway wheels, kind of blending two ranges together. This was also a Frankie made by Magic Railway Studios. And believe it or not, I made a custom too. And it was painful, but I made a Brio Stepney with wooden railway wheels, which is the least impressive custom on this table, but I'm really proud that I did it.
It looks great.
It looks amazing, Matt.
Pride of
Thank
authorship
you.
always counts.
If it's all right, I would love to show a clip of Enterprising Engines. Do we still have time to do that?
Yeah, we'll share it right now.
In this clip, there are a few buildings that Jason designed himself. There's a shed, a bunker, and a water tower. And this is from a recent episode of mine called Shell on Wheels, featuring Paxton and Thomas, and some surprises. And Christian, I might have snuck up on you with that. I hope I didn't.
All right, I'm sharing it right now.
Awesome.
Sometimes, even the smallest adjustment can lead to the greatest change in the places we least expect. As Paxton and Thomas soon found out.
Oh, who's a cute little kitty? Who's a cute little kitty? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Who's the cutest little kitty ever? Oh dear, did I forget to switch the... Oh. Oh no! Oh, bother.
And there it
Very
is.
neat.
Fun.
How do you get the Lego guy's arm to move without showing like a finger or a string?
I got better at it throughout the episode, but that was stop motion animation done with an application downloaded on my iPhone.
Wow.
I set it up on a table and I green screened the windows. Tram Engine Studios from England, Ariel, they helped me green screen the windows so I could use the natural environment I was in to blend them together. So it took a little bit of layers to make it happen, but I really like how it turned out.
And how about the pyrotechnics?
Oh, so in a recent collaboration with Flying Scotsman Productions, he showed me an explosion he did in his backyard and how he had put it together. And I won't call it an explosion, I'll call it a charge, a sparkler, a firework. He showed me a way that it could be done, and we got multiple angles, and I was just stunned. I actually brought this just in case we talked about the explosion, but this is one of the Lego individuals who was caught in the blaze. And I'm amazed nothing melted. It was more show than bang, but it looked fantastic. It was a reenactment of an older episode I did where poor Paxton and an incompetent general are framed for causing a huge munitions incident. And it's kind of inspired by Tugs, too. So it was a way to kind of kick things off with a bang.
I remember talking to Matt when he came by, and we were chatting, and he was telling me about his videos and how blowing up or some crashes or sometimes for good views, so to say.
They definitely are. I love telling the stories, but I think my audience is split into two or maybe 2/3 and a third, where some people are just really into the B-roll and seeing all the trains moving. And then there are people that are really supportive and are into the stories. And I love appealing to both sides. But there are times where I think one side is like, when's the next episode? When's the next B-roll video? So I got to make sure I do an even amount of both to make everyone happy.
It's nice. I mean, it's amazing through pyrotechnics. I mean, I thought you called up Michael Bay or David Mitton in spirit or something like that, and like been, all right, now how do I get this right? But I mean, it's amazing that even in the fandom we can achieve something that realistic at that scale. You know, it's attainable. I mean, I feel like years ago we wouldn't have thought of something like that, but now that we have the right technology or the right thought or the right mind and the right equipment, there's no fear. Of course,
There was
there
some
should be
fear.
perhaps some fear, I was about to say, but with the right mindset, and I guess with the right idea in mind, anything is possible. Almost anything is possible. Yes.
It's so incredible how Thomas has become a vehicle to learn so many things, like pyrotechnics, like filming, like a craft or a skill. And it's amazing that, you know, Flying Scotsman Productions hit me up saying, "Hey, I figured out how to do this. Do you want to learn how to do it?" And I'm like, "Yes, absolutely. Let's figure this out." And, you know, luckily no one was hurt, you know, just keeping things on brand like that.
Absolutely. Great.
It was a risk, putting your set at risk like that, though. I applaud you for taking that leap.
Oh, thank you. Because I asked Seth, I said, "What is the radius of things that are going to get ruined by us doing this?" And he gave like a big circle, and I kind of like said goodbye to some of the barrels and things that were close to the set. And believe it or not, nothing got burned. I'm shocked. So, you know, you have to be careful, but, you know, truly, luckily no one was hurt. I'm relieved.
Good for you.
Amazing. All right, Jason, should we bring the ball back over to you?
Yeah. You guys
Awesome.
want me to do like a whole studio tour really fast? Kind of show you guys my setup?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay. So for context, it's kind of a bummer. I'm glad we get to do this Thomas Tuesday now because I actually just accepted a job offer over in the other side of the state and I've got to move. And so I'm not going to have this at least for a little bit with that. So I'm glad I get to be here with you guys and get to share this with everyone while I've still got it and hopefully get it set up again in the future this way. So let me kind of take you guys around for a bit. So bear with me. I've only got my one camera on my laptop, so it's going to be a little funky in my directing. So over here, this side is the storage area for all the buildings, all the different assets. It is a lot.
Wow.
Wow is right. That's amazing.
It's kind of crazy. So we'll just start over here. We've got all the different spare engines. I have all the different characters. I've actually this last year completed my collection. I now have, I believe, every single character that has been produced in the form of either Tomy, Trackmaster, Playrel, one of the different iterations. So I don't normally do videos that contain the later season characters, but now I'm sure I'm going to get pestered by more comments of people wanting me to now that they know that I have those. But I've got them. I've got all my old, all my Tomy stuff from growing up in these totes down here. Lots of different things. Giant Playrel Thomas. Some new in the box stuff, including some Bachmann stuff there. I believe that Jeremy I actually got from Train World. More just buildings and different things. A couple Bachmann items. Anything that's the resin buildings, I love keeping them in their box because they're so nicely protected in there. But yeah, this is it. Up here, I don't have it out. I wish I did. Maybe I can find a picture of it. This is SS Vienna or Rockstar, and it was made by Thomas Wooden Railway Models, and it is a massive thing. I wish I had it out, but it's like I think 5 feet long, but it's an accurate 2-scale replica of the cruise ship, and it looks absolutely amazing. Over here, I've got I have some Bachmann large scale stuff because I actually film using the Ertl diecast figures of Sir Topham Hatt and some of the different crew members, and I have tons of custom figures made by Steve Garcia from the fandom as well, and they look amazing with the Bachmann large scale things. I can put them in front of the different wagons or the characters and stuff, and they just look great. So yeah, this is this is all the storage side of things. Over here is the library. I have all of the annual stories, not annuals. These are the Thomas Marvel comics, actually printed out, so I could have a physical copy. I've got my Bible, my Railway series over here, both the Reverend and Christopher stories, and just a bunch of other stuff. Mike O'Donnell's the Engine theme CDs, which I would highly recommend if you haven't purchased these before. Go online and support the original composer of Thomas. They're absolutely amazing. And to see if there's anything else. Oh, this is kind of a fun thing. So down here, this cabinet was actually painted by my mother when I was a kid, and so it's cute. It's got the circus train and all this stuff. So just kind of a neat thing. My parents actually just brought that up to me this last year, so I'm glad I got to kind of have that part of the collection.
Jason is actually starting his own branch Train Universe as the retail store. That's amazing, and it's a lot of stuff, but you actually have it organized. It's not like thrown all over the place. It's like neatly in bins and everything. So
I've tried as much as I can. The thing, I'm a little, now that I'm moving all of this soon, I'm like worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not nearly as organized or protected. So I appreciate you saying that, because I feel like there's a lot that still needs to be done.
Wait till you see how I store things, and then you'll feel much better.
Okay, so going over here, we've got the actual set. I'm going to actually come back to that. We'll finish there. So back behind here is where the latest magic has happened. So I have 7 3D printers. None of them are running right now, but that's what I've been using to make all the different buildings and stuff. You can see all the different colors that are used. It's an awesome setup, and it's been very efficient on doing everything. More storage is back over here. I actually have my old Knapford station that people might remember from all the different remakes and the TCC days. But yeah.
I know those bins were translucent, but do you have like a filing system in your head that's amazing, that you know where everything is?
No, well, the way it's filed currently is whenever I made it, I put it in a bin. So I'm kind of like, I think I made this around this time with these other things, and so then I have to like go searching in it. I need to go through and like actually organize it, where like stations are with stations, warehouses with warehouses, like all that. But that's going to be another project for another day.
After you move.
Yeah. All right. Let's go and look at the setup. Here, actually, I'll start here at the front. Here's just another custom thing that I've done, is a crossing that's actually posable. Really happy with how this one turned out. And then over here, here's like another building. Here's the bridge that's behind Wellsworth Station. But yeah, so here's the setup. I'm really happy. The backdrop that you see is very recent. I just got it in the last year. So the one that I had before, that all my videos so far, it's been like an orange one. But I commissioned the same girl who made all my backdrops before, and I said, hey, here's the reference photos from season 3. I want that backdrop like exactly matched. And I think she did like one of the best jobs I've ever seen anyone do in replicating that backdrop and getting the color and the vibrancy, and just it feels like season 3 of the classic series. So I'm really happy with it.
The way the backdrop flows with the hills, the green color, it just like pops. It's really cool.
It really does. It's awesome. Yeah, so I guess I can do the charm of the Play-Rail engines and turn them on so you can see them do their thing.
I got to be in here for a week, and this is the premier Thomas fan studio. It has everything. you feel like you are in a true Thomas fan maker space, and what Jason has curated and assembled and what he has been able to just put together to make this it's just unbelievable. Like you just lose yourself in it when you're in there.
It's a lot of
It's
fun.
also
It's
not
fun.
need strings to pull them.
Jason, how much time do you guesstimate that you spent with that layout? It looks awesome.
This layout, well, it's actually funny. I built this layout about a year ago. I had some coworkers coming over for like a movie party, and I was like, oh, they're gonna all ask about, they want to see the YouTube stuff. So I like quickly threw this together, and then I've been so busy in the pre-production and stuff, it's just kind of stayed up, and it's been modified at times, but it's just been there, and I've been able to just display things or test things on it, and it's just kind of been makeshift in the meantime. But yeah, everything.
So that's when you just threw together.
Yep, I just threw it together.
Oh man, I wonder what you can do if you really put your time into it.
Yeah, that would be exciting to see. I hope someday we will get there eventually. That's what, with all these assets and buildings, I've got a vision for what I want to do with season 3, and it's going to be exciting. So yeah.
Well, you know, I'm kidding. That looks great.
Thanks. But no, there's some exciting stuff I've got planned, some sets and things. In fact, actually, let me tease or show a few of the other buildings that I've recently completed, just to kind of show the depth and the a little more on the vision of what I'm hoping to accomplish with season 3. So here's a building that I just created. I just assembled it last night. It's a little more detailed than all the other ones, but I think it turned out absolutely amazing. So this is the bus depot from season 1, like Birdie's Shed, right where they start their great race. So, but yeah.
Fantastic.
There's that. There's also I've recently completed, and this is one of the reasons I got really excited about the 3D printing, is all the limitations with the toys, and especially now that it's a lot harder to get the toys, the limitations on what was created by these different vendors. So any Tomy fans out there know that the turntable system for Tomy is awful. They basically made one turntable, and I don't know why they designed it this way, but they put adapters or connectors on it that don't match any of the normal track. And so you have to have this like special piece to connect up to the turntable, and it's a mess. It's not even really that good. So I went through and basically created my own turntable system with it, and it works really well. What's nice about it is I can change the sides of it, but also I can attach a motor here and have it motorized, which I couldn't before, which has got me really excited for filming now, because that was a limitation I had before, is trying to get them to move, in wider shots or in different setups and things. So now I'll have the capability to be able to do that. So, yeah.
And Jason, I wanted to ask before, if I may just chime in real quick.
Yeah.
Your Green Hills, since these are temporary sets, how do you do the elevation? Are those like grass mats, and then you put like boxes underneath?
Yeah, I can show you that.
Okay.
So with how much I've been 3D printing, it's kind of come in handy, because all the filament comes in these boxes. And so I just realized, I was like, well, hey, these are a set height, and I can assemble them and utilize them. So I've been saving, more like hoarding, all the 3D print filament boxes, but then they're the perfect thing to put under here to create whatever layout I need. And it's modular because they're all the same height, it works really well. So yeah, these are new grass mats that I didn't have when I filmed before, and they look really great. I like how they're posable. Turned out really nice. The base one's a Woodland Scenics grass mat that I've used before, but these ones work really well on getting some of the contouring and stuff. So really happy with that. But yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious, because I mean, even though it's a temporary set, oftentimes I find that with certain grass mats, it's hard for it to look realistic when creating elevation. Sometimes you got corners that are too sharp, especially on the greenery. So I was just really impressed with the curvature and how smooth those slopes were. So I was curious to know what
I've been really happy with these. One of the things I've been thinking about doing is adding like a thin layer of chicken wire on the backside. I think that'll help in the forming of it, because right now it can be a little difficult at times, but I think that would allow me to kind of have it hold its own shape a little better and get some of the slopes and things. So, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. And should we piggyback back to you, Matt?
Yeah, I guess a good segue. Had to go grab it, but I have one more of Jason's designs on hand. And the famous 8, Alex, helped me weather it, so it has a little more detail on the top from rain and just various dust that traverses it. But
they look so good weathered.
And the way it clicks together, I even just have Elmer's glue. You might even see some of the Elmer's on there, but that's how all the pieces come in. It's very intuitive. It's a nice little kit when it gets to you, so I just think they're so cool. I'll try to look at something else over here. Oh, and you know what? Jason, I don't think you designed this, but you printed this for me. It's one of the retaining walls.
I did. Alex designed that one, yeah.
And it's weathered by Alex, too. Adding the walls just adds so much to a set, especially if it's outdoors, because if you have a tree line that's far enough away, you can have the retaining wall cover up the edges, and then the real-life trees will pop over the retaining wall, and it'll look like it's a realistic depth of field to it. So it takes some trickery in the right distance to make it work, but these little adjustments and improvements have really elevated the videos. Because I used to film in front of the bush near my house. There was this patio and a row of bushes, and I'm nostalgic for it. I loved it. It was better on my back because it was raised. And it did remind me of a theater curtain, because it was always the same and it worked. But even filming toy trains outside, like through the TCC, through practicing, learning more about it from other people, I love to see where I can take it. I would love to go to the West Coast of the United States and get shots that I've never gotten before, because I'm proud. I think I make New Jersey look pretty good in a lot of the footage. I'm proud of making Jersey look like the island of Sodor. Not an easy feat at times. But I definitely love doing that.
I gotta jump in here, Matt, and just say, when it comes to your style and how you film everything, one of the things that if you hang around Matt long enough, you'll see that he's got this eye for finding and scouting these locations, and you'll just be like with him somewhere, and he'll be like, oh, okay, like he sees the vision in things, ordinary things that you don't normally see, and he can picture in his mind how he can do the setup and stuff, and it's pretty dang amazing what he's able to come up with, and you being able to utilize some of these places to truly make it look like the island of Sodor.
I can't turn it off, and I'll see something totally unremarkable, like a pile of dirt or a flat concrete surface, and I'll be like, oh, this is amazing. We have to go there. I must call the owner of this property and see if they'll let me come over. And sometimes they're really cool about it. There was one property that required I had insurance, but I was able to work it out, and they let me film on the foundation of their new barn, and it was just perfect. It was raised up. There was a beautiful landscape behind it, and I made the best of it because the barn was being built the next day. So I ran in there, dumped my toy trains all over this concrete foundation, got my shots, and then got the heck out of there. But that's one of the best memories of, can I film on your property? Okay, but today, only today.
That's a great story.
I just remember real quick, Matt. I noticed in Thomas's Crash that you had a Lego Scarecrow. Was that a reference to the farm and Scarecrow from Gordon Takes a Tumble?
You know what? I wish it was, but it wasn't deliberate. But I'll take the credit for that. Yes, absolutely.
Those little Easter eggs make all the difference for a Thomas fan.
They look for those. They always look for those.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for showcasing work. Is there anything else you both wanted to showcase before we transition to the Bachmann reveals?
Do you want to show the video?
Oh yes, Jason, that's right.
Yeah, go ahead. I've got one more thing I could show, but show the clip first. Yeah.
Show the clip first, or
yeah.
Okay. All right. Hang tight. All right.
Thomas and Friends, the adventure begins. A long time ago, on the island of Sogol, there was a little...
It's probably a good place to stop.
Northwestern.
Very cool.
Thank
Very
you.
Cool.
So,
do you have a live orchestra in the back that you hire for your production videos?
No, I use various members from the fandom. There's tons of when Matt's talking about the talent that's in the fandom, the music side of things. There are so many creative, talented individuals who have put a lot of this stuff online that people can utilize in their own content and stuff, and it's truly amazing. So I pulled a lot from them, and there's so many different creators. I couldn't even name all of them as well. I've also got a very talented wife who she is deep into music as well and has created things for me. And in that same video, there's two songs. There's the Troublesome Truck song and the He's a Really Useful Engine. And my wife and some of her friends actually sing it in the remake. So that's kind of fun. So yeah,
it sounded like I was actually there.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Something, because I'm sure someone is going to be asking in the comments somewhere, but that video, that remake of The Adventure Begins, it's not currently on my channel, and I'm sure people are wondering like where the heck it went. And I've been currently in a fight with the Australian Broadcasting Company because they like to claim things, and so normally I've been able to get it since the audio is, the voices are mine, everything. But so I'm working on getting that re-uploaded. So eventually it will be back at some point. So fans need not worry, it will be there eventually. But let me show one more part of the studio that we didn't go through. Let me show the engine collection and all the rolling stock and everything and how I store all of it. So this is the cabinet. It's seen better days. It's been used and abused many times. These faces are actually, when I did a collaboration with Diesel D199, where I filmed a short for him with the slate trucks, I had to print out new faces, and for some reason they got stuck on here, and I've just never taken them off. But yeah, so let me go through and kind of show you. This is where all the characters live. So this entire filing cabinet is just filled with all the engines, the rolling stock. A lot of great assets. Here's my narrow gauge collection. Small railway engines, more vehicles. Troublesome trucks, mail vans and cattle cars, tankers, milk, tar, and solar fuel. We've got more vans, various flatbeds and well wagons, more box cars. Here's the breakdown train. Some more various wagons, orange coaches, narrow gauge rolling stock, and brake vans. So lots of variety. Down below here, I have all the different cargo loads for the troublesome trucks to take. So there's a lot, but it all lives in here. So yeah.
The studio.
Just
The
goes
arsenal,
to show what
really.
decades, and it goes to show what decades and decades of collecting can lead to.
It's very true.
Amazing.
Great stuff,
All right.
Jason.
Matt, Jason, thank you so much for showcasing all the customs, your passion for the fandom, your passion for Thomas, and just such beautiful, beautiful work altogether, in every single respect possible. Are there any final words you guys would both like to remark before we transition?
Just thank you so much for having us. This was awesome. Thank you for letting us share what we've been working on. Just once again, thank you. This has been great.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you so much. This has been an awesome opportunity. I'm like I said, I'm really glad that I was able to show all of this before I've got to take it all down. So thank you for this opportunity, and it's awesome. I love that you guys do this for the fandom, and it's a fun way to connect with everyone. And I'm very excited for what's about to come next. So
Thank you,
Alrighty.
guys. And Christian, do you want to do a raffle before we turn it over to
I was
Doug?
wondering about that, Ken, because I do have a question up my sleeve if we were going to
Oh, a question. Christian's
depending
question.
on what the depending on what that raffle item is.
It's Terrence the Tractor, but it's a little yellowed, but it's just because it's been in the display window, so it's got good usage of people passing it by, and it's someone's favorite character. I'm not going to tell you who. Is that the question, Christian?
Yep. So
Where'd he go? Marco.
I'm here. Just got to get my model as well. You know, I can't miss out. It's my favorite.
Doug, do you have yours?
Yeah.
It's like a busted bumpers video right now. Look at us.
That's right. Doug, you better step your game up. You're the only one without a real Terrence.
Ken, I'm doing the best I can here, man.
I know. All right, Christian, you go with the question.
All right. So in season 5, there is an episode that Terrence appears in which he confronts Percy, or not confronts rather, but meets Percy, and there is a good luck package involved. What are the 4 items for the good luck package, and what day did that episode release?
God
so it's a
bless you,
two-parter.
Christian.
Are they allowed to look it up?
Sure. And then we'll just see who's got it.
Someone will know. They won't need to look it
Someone
up.
will know, yeah. And for the day, we're looking for a date, month, and year. Okay.
Wow. You're a tough taskmaster over there, Christian. He's waiting for those answers to roll in.
All these fans in high school, college, grad school, even in college now, they've all got essays and papers at some point. So, you know, just preparing the research skills, you know? And
like
yeah,
Anna
Chicago.
White.
I'm asking for a Chicago-style citation.
It's a lot. I guess maybe we'll switch over to Doug while people start to do their research and homework for this. Maybe a while.
And please put both answers in the same comment. No, we are not going MLA format or APA. We are going to go Chicago footnotes.
All right, let me know if you're ready to go, or
Yeah.
if we're waiting. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead, Doug? Because it may be a while.
Okay. It's all my fault, man. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Alrighty.
Terrence coming at you there. All right, folks. So time for some reveals here. The first thing I'm going to show you is going to look rather familiar. There's Thomas, HO scale. So what's different about this one is that this is a DCC sound equipped version. So we're finally making, well, I said we've been making progress, but it's been slow progress. So we have samples of Thomas and also this guy Percy. So I can just show you these things, but nothing's going to really matter until you hear it. So it has the same sound suite as our large-scale DCC sound-equipped locomotives, which is just the chuff, the whistles, and a steam blowdown. But as we've seen from other people who have added DCC to their layouts, to their locomotives, it really does add a lot of realism and extra interest to the models. And so if you're able, either Christian or Ken, I don't know who has the video, if we could play that, that would be awesome, just to have a demonstration here.
Yep, let me play that now. Someone made a comment that I was taking too long on the videos. I'm getting a little older in my age. Hold on 1 second. I'll get there. We got it. No, wait. Hold on. One more time.
To be fair, we sneak up on the video cues.
Yeah.
Our marketing director, Matt Stern, came up with this video today, so I thank him for that. And we will all get to enjoy it here.
All right.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I was trying to make the screen bigger and then I clicked on the wrong thing. There we go.
Hold on. Let's do a restart.
Sorry.
So these are dual mode locomotives, which means that they will operate on an analog layout as well. So in that case, if you don't have a DCC system and you're running analog, the chuffs and in particular the whistle will just trigger automatically. It goes every 20 seconds, you get a whistle signal, and the steam blowdown will be automatic when you reduce power and come to a stop. So in analog, it's an automatic functions, and DCC, you're controlling the whistle yourself. So that's just showing the progress we're making on DCC. I know we've had it in the catalog and announced it quite some time ago. So that will be coming hopefully this year. Well, it's early in the year. It better come this year. And then for the one most people have been waiting for, I think, in this live stream probably.
Get ready, guys.
This is our narrow gauge Sir Handle. So just a couple words of caution on before I put them up. There are some paint issues. I was a little reluctant to show them, but I wanted to do so before our catalog came out. And anyway, so here we go. Let's see what we got here.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Of course,
Make
This
sure you
is
take a screenshot and retweet Bachmann Trains and Train World. Make this go viral.
so much like Scarloey, this is a combination of Thomas and Friends features and Teleflin Railway features based on the Sir Hayden actual locomotive at the Teleflin Railway. So there are some things, for added realism on here. Some of the piping details in particular. So now I'm getting all off balance here. There we go. And as I said, some of the colors will be improved on this, but we think we have got a pretty good looking model here for you.
Fantastic.
So railway fans already know this. I'm sure that before it came to the Teleflin, it was started out on the original Sir Hayden locomotive started out on the Chorus Railway before it appeared on the Teleflin Railway. So it's had some history on a couple different railways and in the Thomas series. So we think it's got a lot of real world applications, as well as for the Thomas fandom.
Beautiful.
So that's our latest. So yeah, open cab, open windows. So there's some very basic backhead detailing just at the top there. You got to have room for the motor and the gears in these smaller locomotives. Got some roof hatch detailing on the roof there. Let's see if we can go a little bit. I don't know if it'll go out of focus or not, but
I love the rings around the windows. Those came out really nicely.
Yeah, thank you. And this will be a darker gold for this piping and the whistle.
And when's the expected delivery date?
I can't predict that right now, but we're really far along on this. So hopefully I'll be able to give you an estimate. Maybe next month I'll try and come up with an estimate for you, Ken.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, and like I was saying, Doug, and everybody out there, if you're interested in this model, make sure you pre-order it, get your order in, so we could plan appropriately with Bachmann. Because during Christmas time, if you didn't get your pre-order in, you weren't getting it for Christmas time. So make sure you get your pre-order in. Thomas has been very popular and hot. The fandom has been growing exponentially. So, Bachmann is doing a great job shipping out these models. But it's tough when you don't pre-order or get your order in and want it as soon as they come in. Everybody's ordering. It's like it's amazing. Once somebody sees it, they're like, "Oh, let me order it," and then everybody sells out quickly until Bachmann gets more. So it's tough, and sometimes Bachmann sells out. So it's hard to plan.
Yeah, and Ken, I was telling actually Matt and Jason when I went to the store last week, I was looking for Sir Top of Matt's car. The model he knew exactly where I was going with this. Yep. And I look at the back, in the boxes, completely out of stock, and not just at Limbrook, but also at the Brooklyn place or the Brooklyn warehouse, completely out of stock.
During Christmas time, I think there were like 4 or 5 Bachmann items that were brand new, and it was like the week or 2 weeks before Christmas. I had to buy from 5 different distributors just to try to grab whatever I could. It was like unbelievable. People were going insane for all the Thomas items, and it was going so quick. And then we got a million emails. Are you getting it? We had to put more on back order, and it was just crazy. It was just unbelievable.
Well, it was an amazing selection of products this Christmas that were just released. It was an awesome lineup.
They did. They came in pretty much all at once at the end of the year. So I hope everyone got what they wanted. And I'm sure Train World will deliver whatever was back ordered, and just want everyone to be happy and get what they want.
That's right.
So there you have it.
We're all just mesmerized.
First reveal on Sir Hayden there.
The dark blue paint scheme. Just the fact that
Our
he's a
favorite
classic.
blue curmudgeon right there.
Yeah.
Very neat.
So do you have a winner yet, Christian?
Oh, sorry. Got distracted, Doug.
Christian is memorized or mesmerized.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I did see a few right answers briefly, but oh my god, too many Sir Handel comments. I'm gonna have to do a lot of scrolling. Sorry, folks, but we'll pick out a winner probably after the stream.
Wait, I thought Sir Handel was the something blue.
You know, he should be. Awesome.
Well,
Doug,
great.
thank you so much as always
Great
for
stuff.
showcasing the latest products, and this one was no exception. Everyone was super excited about Sir Handel. When you know, we found out about that, like immediately I started seeing people like posting the comment of the post that I put up, Ken, just a few hours ago. Oh, Sir Handel's coming, Sir Handel's coming, Sir Handel's coming. And it just goes to show how excited the fandom gets over certain characters, and obviously Sir Handel being a classic for older fans, that's no exception, you know, and it makes sense because we all grew up with him.
That's right. That's right. And let me just share my screen for a sec. So a lot of these products and Bachmann products, they're tremendous. They've been selling so well. Make sure you get your pre-order in on the items that haven't been shipped out yet. We're taking pre-orders on Sir Handel here. If you go to our website, trainworld.com, shop Bachmann, you could sort Thomas and Friends very easily. You could sort by pre-order. We have a lot of drop-down selections to make it easy for you. And I believe these came in during Christmas time, and we already had to put them back on pre-order because they sold out so quickly. So again, if you're interested in something and want to be the first to have it, the first to put it on your train layout and to do all these videos or customize it, make sure you get your order in. The Bachmann product has been fantastic and selling so well. It's just unbelievable. But we have tons of items and over close to 190 items. It's just amazing how Bachmann has grown with Thomas. I remember the days it was just a couple of starter sets, and it's just grown, you know, to a whole lineup and roster, all different scales. It's like unbelievable. What will Bachmann do next? Is the question, but it's unbelievable, Christian.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think we're all just so grateful, Doug, just as fans, to consistently see new products every single year. And I mean, now even to the point where we're getting announcements twice a year. I mean, back in the day, it was pretty much just in the February Toy Fair, but now to even get them in the summertime, it's just something to always look forward to. So just thank you.
And stay tuned for that the catalog announcements for 2025 will be coming up. They'll be revealed for the next Thomas Tuesday.
Oh,
amazing, fantastic, super excited as well.
Now is this a full catalog, the new 2025 Bible?
It should be ready for the next for the next Thomas Tuesday. Yes.
Okay. All right. Those Bachmann catalogs, they're full catalogs. It's unbelievable. We're excited.
Good deal.
Amazing.
All right, Christian. Good job with this.
Thank you, Ken. Always a pleasure. And Matt, Jason, as always, thank you. Oh, thank you this time. Sorry, I'm stuttering like crazy this evening because I probably had too much food before the stream. But anyways, Matt, Jason, thank you so much for showcasing your passion for Thomas, the artistry, the customs, the storylines, and the list goes on. It's really been a pleasure to look at your work. And please, please, please continue making more episodes, more videos, and in general, just continuing the love for Thomas. Running along, Jason, I know you said you're going to be having a family soon, so just please, I hope that the generations to come, you'll be spreading it, and likewise to you, Matt, to Noom family and friends.
Thanks,
I'll
Christian.
think about it. Think about it. No, of course. It's a joy, and it was a joy to be here as well. It's so great to see how Bachmann is thriving and how it seems that the interest in the classic series and the old characters is still thriving. And it's just a thrill. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you for Train World for making it so accessible and easy for shoppers to find everything. This is so exciting. It's so great to be a part of it in this way.
And Doug, as always, once again, thank you so much for showcasing the latest reveals. I know everyone was really excited about Sir Handel and the DCC Thomas and Percy. I mean, they've been in the catalog for, I think, like 4 years now or something like that. So it's really awesome to see a video on those. And I can't wait to add those to my collection. And I can definitely say that a lot of people in the comments feel the same way. So.
My pleasure to be here. And just once again, with respect, thanks to Britt Allcroft for bringing us all together tonight.
Yeah, indeed.
And Ken, if it weren't for you, this would have never been possible to begin with. So I really appreciate you just putting your
Christian, I got the easy part. I just show up. You do the hard work. You put everything together. So always appreciate you, Christian. Thank you, Jason, Matt, Doug, for being great participants tonight. We truly love having you guys on. And we're looking forward to another great action-packed year of Bachmann Thomas items and some great lineups and rosters. Christian always does a great job.
So, and thank you to all our viewers, as always, for tuning in. No matter where you are in the world, some of you are over in Korea and China and Europe, and it's just incredible that you spend the time, sometimes 5, 6 in the morning just to get up and tune into these streams live. So that really says so much, and thank you so much again.
All right.
Alrighty.
And Christian, before we go, did you tell anyone about the secret meeting that we had when you stopped by and your plans for the new video that you were going to do?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Should we say it now, Ken? Or should
I don't know if you did it or not, or if you thought I was.
That was your idea. That was your idea.
I'm hoping you took me seriously.
No, I did.
Okay.
And I think it's a great idea.
So maybe we'll do a reveal next time around.
Sounds good. It'll be next time, guys. Keep them waiting.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, happy Thomas Tuesday, guys. Keep on chugging, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everybody.
New Year.